Hello, YouTube world. Hello, hello, hello. Um, I just came across this article by accident, caught my eye, and so I wanted to talk about it because I think it's actually a really important topic, the whole topic of ghosting. So we'll read the article and then I'll give some comments. Where am I here? So, ghosting is an all too common aspect of modern dating. In a nutshell, it involves completely cutting off all communication with another person without warning or explanation. It's the equivalent of abruptly ending all contact, no texts, phone calls, reasons, or responses. This is often done instantly, leaving the other person totally blindsided and confused. According to experts, most people ghost out of fear, not cruelty. Many feel too anxious about confrontation or emotionally overwhelmed to have an honest conversation. Fear makes ghosting seem like a painless way to back out, when in reality, it's actually the lazy way to end things. The impact of ghosting on a psychological level, being ghosted can lead to self-doubt and confusion. The lack of closure from someone simply disappearing makes it hard to understand what happened. Unanswered questions linger in the mind of the ghostee for days, weeks, or longer, depending on the circumstances. Self-esteem can suffer, and some people who've been ghosted may enter future relationships with abandonment fears that are difficult to overcome. Research on ghosting has found that some people are more likely to ghost than others, depending on their personality. While ghosting may avoid some short-term discomfort, it prevents both the ghoster and the ghostee from learning from the situation, improving themselves, or even preventing it from happening again. One of the bigger contributions to ghosting culture can be pinpointed in the way dating apps are structured. Dating app burnout is a real phenomenon that can completely change the way a person approaches dating. According to a survey, more than 78% of Gen Z reported feeling emotionally, mentally, or physically exhausted by online dating. Ghosting contributes to this, in part because of the emotional damage it inflicts. It is also all too easy to simply unmatch with someone or never open their chat again for one reason or another. Why you should avoid ghosting. The truth is, ghosting feels okay when we do it to others. It's only when we become the ghosted party that we realize the real emotional impact of the cowardly act. If you're a potential ghoster, know this: being honest and direct, even if it means having an awkward conversation, is far kinder and more mature than sending someone into a spiral of confusing messages that never arrive. A simple text stating plainly that things didn't work out provides closure and is the least you can do for someone. If they're not worth the truth to you, they probably weren't meant to be in your life. Okay. But by giving them the truth, you're also giving yourself the gift of character. While the modern dating world can be cold and unfeeling, when we rise above and treat each other with compassion and understanding, we create a healthier dating culture for ourselves and future generations, while uplifting ourselves and others alike. So, at the end of the day, ghosting might seem like a tempting option, but it's important to keep in mind how lazy and lackluster it comes across. You wouldn't want to be ghosted, so you shouldn't do it to others. Well, it comes down to that last sentence, I think. Well, there's a lot that I think about this. Like, the worst... I didn't even know about this term ghosting until I was ghosted. And, I think there's different degrees of it. And I've also been a ghoster, unfortunately. I'll talk about that. But I think there's different degrees of it. The worst case by far that I ever experienced was from Reese. And that was, he ghosted me a few times, but I'm thinking about, so there was the first time after we met, but he went to rehab after that. So, I don't think he meant to ghost me. And, he said that, and I accepted that. But the second time around, I mean, we were in a pretty intense relationship at that point. Like, it wasn't just something online. Like, he was coming here every week, or I was seeing him, and, telling me he loves me and everything. Like, it was hot and heavy. And then all of a sudden, like, without warning, out of nowhere, I never want to speak to you again. Click. And I'm like, what? I did not see that coming. And, I mean, he was drunk at the time. I thought that he was just having a weird moment, but no, like, I did not speak to him for a year after that. I mean, I was worried about him. It seemed so out of character. Like, I was worried if he was okay. And I went to his work to give him some things of his that he left here, and he wouldn't speak to me. He was going to have me physically removed by a manager. Like, that's not necessary. I left on my own, but I mean, I didn't know why he was doing that. I still don't know why he did that. Um, I go back and forth between like saying it's cowardly or it could be deliberately being mean. I don't know what it is with him, but I could see it being a bit of both of those. But then I mean, he did eventually come back here, like out of the blue, and then like we've had a bit of a back and forth again. But I'm saying like it was a year of nothing. And then just this last time he was here, he was like a totally different person. He was super super rude, like rude, abusive, didn't want anything to do with me romantically. He was just wanting to stay here because now he's homeless. And so I wasn't going to put up with that. But when he was, as he was leaving, as he was departing, he like tells his, because he had been texting his mother through me, through my phone, and he's like, oh, block this number because he's going to start calling you and texting you obsessively. Like, as if I would call his mother, like, obsessively. I've never even talked to his mother once. Why would I do that? Like, it's just nuts. Like, but he had it, like, the way he was talking, it was like he had it down to a fine art. Like, you could tell he's done this more than once. It's not just like a one-off. It's his MO. And, I mean, part of it is a gaslighting thing. So yeah, he will make it out like I'm some big stalker, and like he has to tell his mother to block my number. Like I'm not a stalker. I've never done anything to make him think that. Yeah, I was trying to contact him after being ghosted that time before in the past. That was, I mean, like I said, I didn't know if he was even okay. It was so out of character. But I mean, that's different. That's somebody that you've had a relationship with. It's not just some online thing, somebody that you've never met. And to send them some messages to try to figure out what's going on after being ghosted, that is not being a stalker. Like he said that if he would see me in the street, he would like run and hide. Like, why? Like he's portrayed me to be a stalker, and it's ridiculous. And he's the one who wanted to stay here, like so because he's homeless. So and I had to ask him to leave because he was just being so rude. And he's a piece of work. But yeah, like I said, it's like an MO for him. Like he's got it down pat, like how to just turn everything off for someone. And I would say that, I mean, with Reese, it almost feels like people are disposable. You come in, you bring people into your life, you have them, you wine and dine them, romance them, sweep them off their feet, and then you just, with the push of a button, when it's convenient for you, he ghosts them. And it's like he views people as simply there to serve him, and when it's convenient for him, and he thinks nothing of just push, like it's like disposable people, disposable relationships. And I can't really say that it's enabled by online dating. That does happen with online dating, but this is in the physical. I just think that it's extreme lack of empathy for another person, and just really just being totally self-centered in how you think about human needs. I mean, and he had the audacity to say to me, like, on one of our last conversations, that, well, we're always talking about my feelings and like how he's hurt me, and like never about like what he's going through. Are you fucking kidding me? Everything about our relationship, such that it was about him exploring his feelings and me having to be patient with that. So, and I don't even know if he's ever even apologized for ghosting me, you know? And he recognized that he owed me money and has never paid me, and and made it seem like I was extorting him or something, or like I was trying to pull some kind of scam, or like I was some kind of a gold digger. Like, what? Like, you were the one who was benefiting from me, bitch. So yeah, it's total projection. It's total like self-centeredness with him. And I don't know, I mean, he's quite a bit younger, right? So he's in his early 20s. I don't know what generation that is. I don't know if that is the way he's acting, if that is representative of his generation or not, because he's the only person that I've ever dated who is that young. I don't think it is. Are all young people that horrible? But I mean, it is enabled by online. Let's just move on now. Like, it is enabled by online stuff because, like, you just block someone if you don't want to deal with them, right? And I've done that. But I think that's really different. In fairness, that is different if you've never met the person in person. If it's only ever been online, then you probably should give them some closure, but I don't think you have an obligation to when you've never met them physically. Mm. Because that is assumed that that could happen, right? I think until you've met them, until you actually start developing a relationship in person. But also, I think the online part that enables it is just, well, with Grindr, it enables guys to live a double life where they would be in the closet about being gay or bi and have a girlfriend or even a wife and live to all outward appearances, it would seem a totally straight life, but then they go on Grindr and hook up with guys on the side, and so they're gonna ghost. They're gonna do whatever they have to in order to keep that double life going, and so Grindr enables all of that, and I mean, I've spent so much time on Grindr with people that just it goes nowhere, it goes nowhere, it goes nowhere. I deleted my profile recently and I just went back on. First of all, I couldn't believe all the attention I was getting when I went back on. There's something about their out, like, you have to do that actually. You have to delete your, even though they give you a warning not to, that you might not be able to get your profile back, you might get banned. Like, you have to delete your profile every once in a while and give it a week and then create a new profile, because there's something to do, like people have said, there's something to do with the algorithm or something, that when you get too much history on there, that you just get like put in such an algorithmic box that it's only ever possible for you to interact with a very limited number of users on that platform, and there's a huge number of other users on there that you never get a chance to interact with simply because of the algorithm. But as soon as you delete your profile and then create a new one, you start fresh again, and then you're meeting with just a full range of different people. So that's important. And So I was doing that, and I did hook up with someone recently from that. Like, wow. But another guy wanted me to hook up with him, and I totally blew him off. I totally stood him up. Didn't even think anything of it as I was doing it. And then I'm getting these messages. Oh, like, oh, I was waiting for you, and like he was really disappointed. And I'm not used to that because I just didn't even think about it because I'm used to people treating me like I'm disposable. So I didn't know that somebody would even be expecting a follow up, like that somebody would be that serious about meeting that if you do, if I was to stand them up, that they would actually be disappointed. Like I would have thought that I don't know. I'm just not. There's something about Grinder that does encourage that because that is the culture on there. So you know there there's no strings attached at all, not even any strings to follow up or even follow up with your plans of what you said you're going to do. Like really, that's the culture of it. And it does lead to abandonment issues. I mean, that's what I think everyone is going to do, or that they're not going to show up, or that they're just like if it actually ever if a connection actually ever happens, it's like it feels like it's a miracle, and that I had to like con the universe into giving it to me or something. Like it feels like an aberration. Um, so I was a little bit shocked that somebody was disappointed that I didn't follow up. Um, and I would add to that another. It's a huge problem of the tranny. Like I need to do another video about this called like Invasion of the Tranny Bots. It sounds like a bad sci-fi movie from the 50s or something. But seriously, that platform has been invaded by bots, AI, artificial intelligence accounts. These are fake accounts with fake profile pictures. Those are not even pictures of real people. Those are pictures that have been computer generated by AI to look like a real person. Um, and they're all coming off, like, but they're all identifying themselves as transgender. I guess male to female. They look like women. They look like females, but they apparently have dicks. Okay, but they go through life as identifying as women, and that would be the majority, the vast majority, because you can get like likes basically, or I don't know, like taps. They call them taps. If somebody's just interested in you, they don't send a message, they don't write a message, but they just tap you, and you get like a little notification that that person tapped you. The vast majority of those are coming from fake accounts, bots, trannies, fake tranny bots. And I thought it was just me, like that I was being targeted, but no. And because I started asking, it was so ridiculous. I started talking about it on there and like asking other people, and they're like, "Oh no, this happens to us all the time." Like even like the like hottest youngest guys. That's like that's all mainly what they're getting on there is these taps from these fake tranny bot accounts. And okay, like the whole fucking platform has been invaded by it. But I guess it's probably, I would sit back and think about that. It's probably like part of transgender activism to do that because they really want to make the point that transgender whatever's male to female, female to males. I think it would go both ways. Um, have a right to be on Grinder, right? They've changed everything about how you identify as you have to pick your gender when you're signing up, and you like there's like 50 different options to choose from. Like it didn't used to be like that, right? It used to explicitly be for men. Uh, but if you go on there now just to like browse, like just looking through the profile pictures, it looks like it's mostly women, but just based on the profile pictures of their faces, they're fake tranny bot accounts. And the transgender movement has pushed to have this stuff like the whole thing of how they categorize gender to be changed on Grinder. But I guess that wasn't enough for them even when that was changed officially, because there's not really a lot of trannies in existence. Like, even with the changes, it wouldn't have changed much, because it's not like there's an overwhelming number of trannies in Kamloops trying to meet people, you know? Like, there would be less of them than there are of just straight up gay guys. So, in order to make any visible change on the Grindr platform, they have to have these fake accounts where it's like time. So the whole fucking platform has been ruined because of that. I mean, I've only been on there for about 48 hours. Like I said, I hooked up with one guy, then I ghosted one, and I didn't even really mean to. And but now already it's like I'm not getting the normal, like, the interaction level that I was getting in the first 24 hours is totally dropped off. Like, I'm already being algorithmically siloed on Grindr. Like, within 48 to by 48 to 72 hours after creating a new profile, your options diminish greatly. And so it just speaks to, I mean, it goes to that stuff I was talking, or not me, I keep saying I was talking. It was a live stream I did from Truth, just a rebroadcast of something from Truth Stream Media, and they're talking about anti-humanism. I mean, part of that is interfering with human connection, the ability for humans to make connections with each other. I mean, that's part of COVID as well, with the whole social distancing thing, right? And even just the existence of an app like Grindr means it enables social distancing, because before Grindr, if gay guys were going to meet each other, they'd have to physically go to a gay bar or something like that. So it allows you to connect with somebody without doing so in the physical. But then when the platform gets totally overrun with these fake accounts that aren't even real people, and you don't know that at first. It took a while for me to clue in that that's what was going on. So you, not only are you not interacting in the physical with human beings, you're doing it in the digital sphere. But then within the digital sphere, that's not even a person on the other end that you think you're interacting with. That's an AI. Okay. Even the picture, you think that that's a person. No, it's not. That's not even a real person's picture. So the whole thing of human connection is just totally, like, not possible, really, with that. And so that fit right in with the anti-humanist agenda. So I wouldn't think it's just totally by accident that Grindr has been inundated with fake tranny bot accounts. And so, yeah, in this context, even me, like an old school person like me, who's been ghosted terribly and in a very traumatizing way. I mean, I'm over it now, basically. But, I mean, I still remember it. It was a learning experience. That's why I'm talking about it right now. But, so even somebody like me, though, will end up starting to ghost people on a platform like Grindr. The way it's just so impersonal. Most of the time it's not even a person anyways that you're dealing with. All right. That's the sorry state of dating in 2025. Peace out, y'all.